Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Bears Batch. We have two special guests with us on this episode to discuss Coolie. We have Vichu here with us, and then Mags. I think both first timers, so it'd be nice to see your guys' perspective on films and especially Coolie because that's what we're talking about. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna do what we generally do on reviews. We're gonna talk about the positives, we'll talk about the negatives. We can start right ahead, get right into it with the positives. That's usually what we start on. I'll offer it up to our guests to start. You guys can talk about, what you liked about Cooley, and then we'll go from there. Mags or Richu, one of you guys take it away.
I'll take it away.
Okay.
Just because I've been meaning to get on this for the last year, so excited to finally be on Beaver's Batch. Let's start off. So I'm Tamil, and being Tamil means you're the biggest Rajni fan out there, right? Like you have to celebrate a Rajni movie that comes. So this is Rajni's 50th year in the cinemas. Everyone was super excited to be in the theaters when they were there. They're screaming, chanting, and I watched it in Nashville. And you would think Nashville isn't like the biggest center for like a Rajni film, but dude, it was great fun. I think typical Lokesh movie with a revenge based plot, a lot of action, a lot of a lot of energy in terms of like the fighting, the drama, the and you always have to have like good songs because Anirudh's always backing Lokesh. So I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the movie.
Cool, cool. What about you, Mags?
Yeah, I agree with like the Rajini hype and everything. I felt like the hype was there. The music was really good. I feel like everyone was like good at their part, like no matter how big or small, they were like all good actors. But yeah, that's and then the cinematography was good too. So like those are my plus points.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. I think the hype was there because obviously Rajini's 50th and Lokesh, all the cast, like Nag, all the people that were in it. The hype was crazy. Overall, I was a little disappointed with the movie. But if I were to talk about the positives, obviously Rajini is a positive. I mean, you can't, there's no other way to put it. He was really good in what he was, given. And then I really, really liked Nag. With Nog, it's kind of a double-edged sword. I wish to see more of him, which was my negative. But positive is that I loved him. And I loved what he was doing. I thought he killed it in the character that he was given. Um, yeah, and then like obviously the songs, Anirudh like obviously always kills it. Songs and BGM were amazing, I thought throughout. If anything, especially in the second half, I think that's what lifted it for, because the story wasn't doing it for me. But uh, yeah, those are my main positives, I would say.
All right, I'll hop in. It's good that we have some differing viewpoints. We have an actual episode because usually me, Sai, and Ankit are all on the same page. But
Yeah.
I I guess pros, you guys mentioned it. I mean, Rajni is how old is he? 75 or 70?
70, yeah, he just
Yeah,
hit 75, like,
yeah,
or about to hit 75, or maybe
yeah.
he's in 76.
He looked really good in this movie, better than he did in Jailer, especially in like Chikitu vibe or whatever, like his face close-up shots. Like he looks really good. He's moving better. And yeah, like I was surprised that he actually danced for this. At that age, like most people cannot pull that off. So he's the biggest plus point. I loved seeing the scenes with him and Shruti. I thought Shruti was okay. To be fair, I watched the Telugu dub, so I'm not sure how she was in Tamil, but that Telugu dub was really, really bad. But I'm not gonna hold it against the movie because I mean, Vichu, did you see in Tamil? Was it good in Tamil or?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was her voice, and I think Shruti's Tamil has gotten better like since 2011. So when she started, it was like a long time ago, right? And like with the Surya movie era, more of it.
Yeah.
Uh, I think Shruti is so good at Tamil now compared to where she
Okay.
used to be, because I think she grew up in like an English convent or whatever it was. So yeah, it was really good for Shruti. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I
So I
saw it
guess
in
yeah, maybe
Tamil, and I think it was good too. Like in Tamil, it was
okay.
good. I didn't have any
Yeah.
complaints.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Anki, you saw it in Telugu too,
yeah,
and maybe it's like Telugu is just I won't hold it against the movie, but the dub like really threw me off
yeah. They
whenever
should
she
have put
came
more
out.
effort into that for sure.
Yeah, but she was really good. I loved seeing her and Rajni interact, like especially the scene where they're figuring out how to use that death chair. Whatever. Like I thought that was like a really like funny scene, and they have good camaraderie back and forth. And I mean, yeah, maybe we'll get into spoilers later, but I mean, I guess I already spoiled it as a death chair, but so they were, like she had a pretty good role in the first half. She actually got some chops. I feel like people usually Lokesh is not known for giving his female roles much away. They usually die within like the first 10 minutes. So she got a lot. This is probably like outside of Regina and Monagaram, this is probably like his most impactful character since he started directing. So really good on that end. And there was some scenes I liked, like the first hostile fight scene. I got like Rajini's swag and him talking to like the girls there. It really worked for me. Um, what else is there? Yeah, I mean that's mainly it. Just Rajini's aura, and then some fight scenes worked. But there was a lot of things I had issues with, but I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I mean Anirudh's BGM was good, and the flashback was really good actually. Whatever little we saw was first time I've seen de-aging done well because we saw fucking Chiranjeevi and Acharya, and like we had to deal with like some horrendous de-aging before, so it's done correctly. Like they did it with GBU pretty well too. So yeah, the Stumble directors know how to de-age, I guess.
Wow, dude, you guys have picked into this a lot deeper than I have. I know you guys are the Bayverse batch, but um, yeah, no, I haven't even seen GBU yet. So wow, uh, yeah, you picked it into a lot deeper than I have.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunately that's our duties. I literally wrote down notes during the because it's 3 hours long, right? So I knew like whatever I liked, I wrote down. Whatever I didn't like is etched into my memory. But what I liked, I was like, I want to make sure to talk about, good stuff for this.
So then let's talk about Nag then, because I think we can all say agree he is a positive.
Yeah,
Nag
yeah.
sir, I think, or Nagarjuna, seeing him in this way. I mean, I've only seen a few Tamil films that he's made, like Upiri and Telugu, and there was another one. What was it? Um, oh,
Like,
you guys remember the Flight movie?
Yeah,
oh
Gaganam
yeah,
and Telugu.
Gaganam.
I don't know
Gaganam.
what
Gaganam.
So
it is in
those
Yeah.
are
yeah.
the only two movies where Nagarjuna has had like a presence in Tamil cinema, and I would say recent in the last decade or so. So seeing him in this view is completely different. I'm sure the same for you guys as well. He was like absolutely insane as a villain. I think he like carried the screen. He was really good at his fights. His expressions whenever he like killed someone was just villainous. And the only thing is, yeah, I wish he was on screen some more. But the best scene for me throughout the entirety of the movie was when he says to Rajni, like, "Oh, have you killed this guy?" And they're at the party, they're drinking and getting hype. He has the "I Am Danger" song, and
Yeah.
he realizes that Rajni goes to the side, attends a phone call, and there's a lot of back and forth between Rajni and Nagarjuna. That was absolutely good fun. I enjoyed that scene so much. I was like glued to the screen, and it's what brought me back into the movie because there's a lot of long scenes before that were just fighting. So I enjoyed that so much.
Yeah. No, Nag was cool. And like yeah, that was my main thing is I wish we saw more of him. But my main takeaway, the second best actor in this movie outside of Rajni, I thought Sobin fucking killed it. Like he was the highlight of the movie for me. These are like when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, he'll probably have like a small role, but he was honestly the main villain. Like fuck Amir Khan, like Nagarjuna. Like I know they're main ones on paper, but Sobin is like, dude, on that train, he was beating the shit out of anyone that came his way. So he was just menacing. Like you knew that like even though this guy died, he came back to life. He's literally like a pest. Like he's like a virus. He won't die. He's persistent and like, he was menacing on screen. And I wish they gave like an equal split to Nog and Sobin, but Sobin stole the show for me. Even in Monica, like he was just he's just so fun to watch. And I haven't seen him play a villain yet. I've only seen Manju Boys and a few others. So seeing him in like a villain shade, I was like, oh shit, like yeah, like I see why now he's so respected in the Malayalam film community. Yeah,
Yeah, even that scene when he was like still breathing and he was like pleading for his life. Like you could kind of believe that he was like this weak character, but immediately like two scenes later he's like, yeah, I trolled you guys, like I just kind of like manipulated you. So like he even pulled that off well.
Yeah, I have a thing with Sobin. I mean, he did really well, like obviously performance-wise, no complaints. But I hated his storyline, dude. Like that was the majority of the second half, like a solid 30, 40 minutes of like him, his wife, um, Nag's son, and then him going after Shruti, like that whole train part. I hated that entire thing. Like I was like losing it, bro. My patience was so tested during all of that. That was, yeah, a solid 40 minutes, dude. I did not like it at all. I thought it was a complete deviation from the main core, which was like Rajni, Nag, and that storyline, right, with Satyaraj and all that, the death chair. Complete deviation into whatever nonsense they were talking about, that whole whatever 30, 40 minutes, right? Um, I did not like that at all. And that's what really brought the film down for me in the second half. I guess we're going into all of it now anyway, so I guess we can
No.
talk about everything. But yeah, like that. That's the only thing about Sobin. Like I liked how he performed, but I don't think he was or his character, his story was needed for this movie. Like that was not what the movie was for me, at least. The movie was the drama between Rajini, Nag, Satyaraj, Shruti, right? That's where the movie was with the fucking death chair, right? But not here with Shobin and his wife and Nag's son. That was not where the movie was, and we spent way too much time on that, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like he was definitely like the bigger villain than Nog. And then like it just kept going back and forth between the plot lines. It was like before they finished their previous thought, they just like went into the next one. And it was like surprise like every 5 seconds. So that was like confusing.
Hmm.
So,
I did feel that the one twist was good though.
with
There
his
there was
wife.
there was a twist where who I think it's his wife, Shobin's wife or Shobin's partner,
Yeah, what they
uh,
show it as partner or whatever.
confuses like everyone with like being on the chair, and then they realize, oh, she's actually a villain, and she's going against Nog's son. That twist I think worked for me. Oh, because it kept the plot going. I could see where like, oh, we're detracting a lot, but then you realize that this character actually uh, had some part in the story, and then it continues the story to keep going. I do agree that maybe 20 minutes of fighting and figuring out where the story is going, where Shobin's stealing Shruti, and you it does slow down the story a little, but I think that twist brought the story back, and I think kept it going for the next like there till the end of the film. I mean, I think the theater that I was in just kept it pacing too. Like it was screaming. It was a lot of fun in the cinemas. But yeah, I think second half was a lull for sure. It slowed down the film, but overall, we went back into the de aging part too, and I think everyone was reeled back into it because then you see Rajni back when he was in his even as in his prime in his 40s. So it was cool. I liked it. But I'll keep defending Rajni all day.
No, the
Yeah.
yeah, like I mean, even like the whole like train scene, right? When he was trying to go after Shruti, I thought was so dumb because what he ran through like 10, 15 people, or I don't know, I mean maybe less, but like 10 people at least that were guarding Shruti. Like literally no one could take him down. Like, are you serious? Like the Dude, what do you call it? The previous scene, right? Like he so easily was like listening and like locked himself up and like she didn't even care. She slapped him. She was like, whatever, fuck this guy. Like he's at that point he lost all credibility, like in the viewer's eyes of like, oh, he's menacing, he's whatever, right? Because it's done. The storyline's done there. But then like they bring him back and then they make him go on this like humongous mission of running after her for a solid, yeah, 15, 20 minutes,
He
running
caught
through
up so
all the
quick.
men. What was it?
I said he caught up so quick to her too. It was
Yeah,
like
he was
unbelievable.
always right behind them somehow. Yeah, I did not like that stuff at all, man. I thought that was such a drag. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it does. I do agree with you though. It does come back. The movie does pull you back in with that flashback portion, and then it takes you to the end. So until then, I was kind of out of it, and I was like, all right, like, can we, speed things up? And then it kind of pulls you back with that flashback. I do agree with that.
yeah, yeah. I I think there was another thing that really pulled me. Well, I don't know. The only thing that if we're starting to go into negatives now, the only drawback of the film I thought was Upen, character. Um, I felt like he was hiding in that dormitory for so long, right? and he is apparently, one of Rajini's coolies that was just quiet. I think he was a coolie. He was quiet for so long, and he just comes out, starts fighting, and then it goes into flashback. Um, I felt like you could have. They always say like if you look at an entire screenplay or a script, if you can take out a character from a story and the story still continues to go, then it would go right. That was Upendra's character for me. I felt like that was like poorly written, or there was no use for it. Maybe he might have been as Elias in his flashback, but you could have even taken that out and it would have been fine.
Yeah, he was like, you thought there were 18 of us, but it's like there's 19. But like it didn't like make a difference. And so what?
Who were the
Yeah,
18 to begin with, as if we knew them.
Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't
exactly.
I
even know like it didn't change anything when they were like they revealed that there was 18 like coolies and then they were like, oh yeah, it's 19 in the same scene. So we're like, what did it matter that Upendra was there or not? Like
so if we're going into negatives, I hated the entire second half. Like I from start to finish, I just hated it. The only like I don't like this thing. So Lokesh is Monogram and Kaiti were peak. Like those are two when those first two came out, I was like, holy shit, this guy's gonna be like the next big thing. Him and Karthik Subraj were like foils to each other. Um, and I watched Vikram and like I was like, you know what? It's like not as good as the other two, but I still see it. Like it's good. And then Master happened, which was okay, it was fine. And then Leo happened. I didn't. This is so. I thought Leo was like a little above average. This is for me Lokesh's worst work because it doesn't feel like it feels like he fully lost the plot in the second half. First half, you have the investigative portion, like Vikram, like Fahad looking at how Rajini or Kamal Hassan died, what he was doing. You have Rajini doing that with Satyaraj. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is Vikram vibes, but like this is the same director that handled Fahad Fasil, Vijay Sethupathi, Surya, and Kamal Hassan with finesse. He handled like four insane talents with finesse. Here he fumbles Amir Khan. Why the fuck is Amir Khan in this movie? He just shows up to smoke a beady and then like, give Rajni a little bit of elevation and then just dips. He fumbled Nagarjuna, in my opinion, because he didn't give him enough time. He fumbled Amir Khan. He fumbled Upendra. So it just doesn't make sense because this guy has handled all four of those people with such ease before, and it was really disappointing to see actors of that stature. I love Amir Khan, and I really thought he was gonna like do something, but he shows up just to jerk Rajni off one last time, and then Sobin gets pulled up out of nowhere and he just gets killed. I totally forgot about it. But yeah, like you guys said, there's like after the Deva Mansion fight, like that sequence, the train into the yacht fight, into the desert fight plus the flashback being explored and it was just like it went on for too long. I was like, why do we have four different climaxes? Let's just stick to one. And that was my biggest drawback is like entire first half was investigative, entire second half was just action pieces. And I like that twist you said too, like his wife. But then when she kills that uncle, it was so like, I was dying because like the way they shot it was so funny. Fuck that uncle. It was drunk the whole movie. I'm glad he died. Like he didn't add anything to value.
yeah, I mean,
Uh,
seeing his wife like take on like four people like four or five people at the same time, like kind of gave me the same feeling of Sobin when he was on the train, like taking like 15. I'm like, dude, there's no way you guys couldn't just ganged up on her and like beat her or something. Like she literally like I guess she was a police officer, so maybe like she had that going for her, but like before that reveal, I was just like, all right, are you guys just like incompetent? Like what's going on?
And then Rajni, it's so funny how Rajni just leaves people alone in like the worst situations. He's like, "Yeah, Shruti, you go with the sketchy ass dude."
he's
Or
like, I trust you completely.
yeah, he's like, he's
It's
like,
out of the
"Oh, this
niceness of
dude,
his heart.
yeah, he just got cheated on by Rachita Ram. Like he got cheated on by this girl. He's like, let's leave him." And like the most useless character in the movie with the death chair. I just thought it was like really funny how like Rajni's character. I thought Rajni's character had like a deeper thing. Like I thought he was like using crazy IQ the whole time, but I just found out he was just stupid. Like his
Yeah.
character. So I was like, okay, maybe I gave Loki too much credit, but those are my biggest flaws, dude. He just too much to handle, but he's done it before, so it makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with this
I think.
character, like,
Go ahead,
um,
go ahead, Aki.
oh yeah, my bad. Like it kind of reminded me, like, you know how in Jailer, it was also like pretty big, like stars in it, and like, they're helping him out and stuff. So I thought this movie was gonna be that vibe, because Jailer, he was kind of like 500 IQing like every like play. He was like three steps ahead of every villain, but this time it felt like he was straight up falling for everything. Like he was
Yeah.
actually beyond brain dead in this movie. Like he just like he got caught like 15 times. Like even in the end when he's like, "Oh yeah, I have my coolies," like they still almost like all die or whatever in the end. Um yeah, I just thought it was just like for such a like smart like first half, the second half, like the way that like they treated him, his character and all the like story, I just thought it was handled very like poorly. And it was like so weird coming from Lokesh Kanagaraj, who's clearly shown like a kill was saying before, like he's done this before in a more smart and good way. So I don't know why he just fumbled the bag now.
So who are the people that Amir was killing at the end? I didn't understand who those people were.
I think
Like, were
people like
those the
Nog's
crew?
crew
Or
on the
like,
ship. No, no, no. There were randoms, like Nog's crew on the ship. Union
Yeah.
people, I think. Yeah.
dude, yeah, it's just a bunch of yeah, that whole like
It was
whatever.
comedy.
What was it?
Yeah, dude, they made him a
It was
comedian.
comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, straight up. I was like, who is he shooting? Like, why does he have huskies running out in front of him
Yeah.
in the middle of a desert? It was just yeah, that whole sequence was just stupid, man.
His
Uh,
Telugu gave me like it was like me gurinchi chala vinna. I was like, dude, stop, stop, stop. Like, please
Anna,
stop.
Ella Unaru.
I was like, stick to Hindi,
I
please.
think in the Tamil one he spoke Hindi though. That was it,
Yeah, I
right?
know. In the Tamil, it was a mix between Tamil and Hindi. His
Yeah.
Tamil lines were very minimal, but it was all in
Yeah, it
Hindi.
was majority Hindi, I think.
Yeah,
He
I'm
dubbed
surprised they
himself.
didn't even put subs because it was like half the audience is going to understand this anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but uh, yeah, it was mostly Hindi. But yeah, I think Lokesh really detracted there. My brother had the most complaints. He was like, "Dude, they made Amir Khan like a useless clown," um, because like you'd think that he'd have like some sort of role to the story, but it's just for the fun. But maybe that's what draws people to the cinemas. Maybe we're in this TikTok era where we just want the hype, and we just want the 2 minute bit where Surya comes in Vikram, and maybe that's why Lokesh did it, right? Lokesh was like
Yeah, I
Surya
guess.
worked for
Yeah.
those 2 minutes. That villainous character worked. Maybe this comedic take on Amir Khan didn't work as much, but I think it was still fun. I think this theater was still screaming. I don't know, Sai, if you experienced that too.
No, my theater was a little bit smaller. So like other than I think Rajni's entrance and then like the climax with this flashback, no one really it wasn't like anything crazy.
Uh,
But I
I
mean
wish
even
they
that
played.
I was shocked because my theater was
Yeah.
smaller.
I wish they played Powerhouse in the movie. They play like bits and pieces.
Yeah.
They keep like teasing you. And I was like, bro, just
Yeah.
play They never play the full thing. And it sucks because I love that song. So
But
yeah.
even the flashback, dude. I mean, I mean, I actually love the flashback, the scene itself, but I hate where it comes. Like by the end of the film, I'm so like done with it by that point that when it comes, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good. But I'm so done that like it doesn't even like it doesn't impact me.
Yeah.
So like I feel like it should have came earlier, or obviously if the second half was better, like it would have impacted better. But I mean, the impact was just not there as much as it could have been because it was such a hype scene, right? I loved how they shot that scene, the de-aging stuff, even his voice, like it all sounded like amazing, right? It was done really well,
yeah.
but it just came so late that I was already checked out by then.
They had like that little scene with Satyaraj and him in the car, like when he's drinking and everything in the middle, and then they just like flashed out of it really quick. Like they could have like added something
Yeah.
more there. And then
Yeah.
I didn't really get the part about like him being her real dad and stuff. Like, why was that significant? And like, I just felt like it was confusing.
I think, yeah, maybe when you're writing the story, it's like, oh wow, this is so emotional. We have all these tiebacks, but yeah, it didn't come through.
She
It,
didn't need to be his daughter. That's the weird part. And
yeah,
I hate that they tell you this in like the worst scene possible. Like the drunk uncle suddenly just he's like, "Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
let me tell you something." I'm like, "What?" And then, yeah, I guess they just want like a shot of Rajni walking away and being sad because of his kids, like in jailer, he fucking kills his kid and walks away. So maybe they saw that and was like, whatever. They keep giving Rajni sad ass endings, dude. He's just walking on the road with like a picture of his wife, just sad as fuck. And I was like, poor guy.
This
yeah.
They
story
went
actually
into
would
that,
not have been
yeah.
possible without that drunk uncle.
Yeah,
He's the one that knows how
Yeah.
to operate the chair. He's the one that gives them all the information about like Simon and that whole gang and whatnot. Without him, there's no story. So they should just
yeah.
kill him from the start, and then we were never seeing this movie.
About the
Um,
flashback. Oh yeah, go ahead.
no, no. I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I wish the flashback was a little longer. Yeah, I mean, Dude, I will say like there's a thing now called cameo bait. Like people say Jailer was cameo bait. I disagree because I think Jailer was just like I personally like Jailer. But like Rajni movies nowadays are meant for the big screen, right? Like you can't really rewatch it at home as much. You know, it's more of just like the like watching. It's like an event. Like a Rajni movie is like an event nowadays. So I like Jailer, and I think the cameos were tasteful. But I think like lately nowadays people will throw in actors, big names, just to get more engagement, just to build more opening day hype. But then you get to the movie and this happens. So I feel like this is something we're gonna keep seeing. And I know Amir Khan's working with Lokesh for his next movie. They're doing like a superhero movie or some shit. So apparently he didn't even read the script. He said, yeah, he asked me to do his film with Rajni, and he said I signed up. So because he looked goofy as fuck when he showed up, his outfit, everything. I was just like, dude, what are we doing here? But enough about Amir Khan's character. I just had to vent my frustrations about that. But the shot of him, Uppi, and Rajni smoking was sick though. Like I
That was
really liked
awesome.
that shot. Yeah. So
Yeah.
at least it gave us that. So but Ankit, you were saying something?
Oh yeah, about the flashback, the biggest part that I had like the most amount of like confusion and I was just like, why is this there is Nagarjuna sees his father getting killed by Rajnikant, right? Like clear as day. And this dude goes, "Where have I seen you before? Where have I seen you before?" I'm like he straight up killed your father in front of your eyes, bro. Like, what is this tie-in? Like he's already a bad guy, but I hate the fact that he had to like tie into the like the father aspect because I'm like, all right, so we're already supposed to hate Nagarjuna. Like, why are we like giving him more to like it's not I feel for me, I didn't connect because I was just like, okay, this is like such a weird like full circle moment. I
He's
thought it was
drunk the
forced,
whole
but
movie though, so
huh?
he is drunk as fuck the whole movie. So
That is
maybe he
true, yeah.
just maybe his memory is cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pretty lackluster in my opinion. Disappointing. Lokesh could have done better. Definitely expected more. I think we all expected more. But yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, our any other points that we might have missed that you guys wanted to bring up?
I mean, since we brought the music person on the Wever's batch, what do you guys think of Anirudh?
Oh, I
Better
love
than other Lokesh movies or worse?
Uh,
I'd say
did he
worse.
make any music? I don't even remember Managaram and Kaidi's soundtrack, but
He didn't do
Master was his
Managaram.
first one. It was
Yeah, I think
Master.
he was after Master. So Master, Leo,
Vikram and then
Vikram.
this.
Vikram and then this. Yeah.
okay, because Vikram's like my favorite soundtrack of his,
all
and then
time favorite.
Master. Vikram, Master, Leo had like two songs, right? Badass Ma and then Not
And,
Not
Ready.
ready.
No, already.
and then another, yeah, there's a love track song of there like
Okay, okay.
I'm bloody
Yeah,
sweet.
I like Powerhouse. I like Mobster. I like Monica. Koki was good, but yeah, like the BGM was good. I just had an issue. Maybe it's a nitpick, but it's like they kept cutting out, like they kept slicing it kind of weird in scenes. Like it would start building up to where you think the beat's gonna drop, and then a scene will just happen. So that was my main thing. I was like, so same thing with Powerhouse. Like there was so many times where they almost played the song, and then they cut it
they
right
had
in
to
the
cut
middle.
it,
So
yeah.
that kind of like sucked. But Koki, the Koki song, like when they're in the Deva mansion
Yeah.
and Upendra enters, like that song, like da don't like the drums. Like I thought that was really good.
Yeah,
Um,
that was my favorite one too.
yeah, I didn't like his entry song though. That was kind of disappointing. Like I said, I like Patala Patala a lot from Vikram, so I was like
Yeah.
expecting something of that level. But besides that,
But
music was
Patla
good.
Patla more than Chikide?
I would say so because like yeah, I
Really?
just like the song more. I don't know why I couldn't connect with the vibe song Rajni enters it. Maybe you guys liked it. I just that was my least favorite one. But Monica was fire. I love that song.
Yeah, I think Chikide was like my summer song, so so hyped to see it
Yeah,
on screen. But
That's fair.
I think Anirudh carried a lot of the background, like when the not the flashbacks, but when they're just doing the investigative parts, and they're like, and then the movie kind of has its lulls. Anirudh is
Mhm.
carrying those scenes left and right. Um, Even if you're like not tuned into the screen too much, the music keeps you tuned in, just because you need to keep watching the screen. The music tells you, hey, pay attention. So I think without Anirudh, most of the Lokesh films, there could be some dull moments. So I mean, in Lokesh's dull moments, I think Lokesh is a fantastic director, but in his dull moments. Anirudh is carrying in the background, especially in this one. I think for like you mentioned, Lokesh's best work probably wasn't this one, so Anirudh definitely helped the most.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with like that the music was good. Like same with like Jailer. Like I feel like Anirudh's music really elevated it. So clearly they have a good camaraderie going on. But yeah,
Yeah, it always goes all out for Rajni. There's
yeah.
no holding back.
There's a lot of discourse on this movie. I will say that people are being like very unfair about it. Like I know that like people are comparing it to like Indian to a Game Changer, Thug Life. Like
No.
I've actually seen posts like that, and uh, people now glazing Leo all of a sudden out of nowhere, being like, "Oh, I was too harsh on you, Leo," and I was just like, "Let's take it for what it is. It's not like a like I know coming out of theater, I was like, man, this movie sucks,' but I thought about it and I was like, okay, it's not actually like the first half is still really good. There's still the low-ish mark, but it's just like below average. So I think it's like people are just way too crazy about it. Because it's being compared to Thug Life, dude. Thug Life sucks. So
Dude, those are just movies I've avoided. I haven't seen any of them, but
We saw Indian Tube on a big ass screen.
oh no, I did
yeah,
see Indian 2. I was first day for sure for that.
which
Yeah.
is Siddharth's
Indian
acting.
2, I couldn't even tell you the plot line because that's how memorable it was.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
There
I
is
didn't
somewhat of
regret going.
yeah. But he just loses it in the second half, dude. I don't know what happened. Maybe he felt insecure that, oh, I don't have enough plot points or storylines, and he came up with like 10 different story points to go through in the second half. I don't know what his thinking was, but yeah, I think he overstuffed it with uninteresting stuff. That was the worst part. Like the whole Chauvin storyline. Like it's just not interesting, not related to the main plot you set up. To begin with, to be quite honest, the whole death chair thing, I was like iffy about it from the start. I was like, oh, this is what the whole thing is about. Like, okay, like I was still curious though. Okay, let's see where it goes because it started off already for me like on an average level because I was like, all right, this is what it's about. Okay, let's see where it goes. Right, that's where I was at the interval. I was like, okay, like I'm intrigued. Like let's see where it goes. And then it just went in like five different ways, and that's when I lost it. I was like, all right, this there's no clarity in like what he wants to tell, which sucks. But yeah,
They never really
Yeah.
even got into like that watch rope except for like killing Nog with it at the end,
yeah.
or killing someone with it. I felt like that was like their main like hype point, like from the beginning, and then it was just like nothing.
Yeah, the whole like disco song when they put it out was with like the watches and the gold, right? But yeah, they don't talk about that side of the business at all.
Someone should have shaved Satyaraj before that fucking scene. That's the only thing I could pay attention to while he was dying. I was like, why is he so hairy? Yeah, I know it's his trademark, but I was like, God damn, bro. Like I feel bad for Sobe. It's like punching through like a cornfield. Man. I don't even know. It just looked but yeah, like even the interval, like Vikram interval was such a banger. This one kind of just he just walked out of Kingpin and I think it was just interval, right? So I was just like, what the fuck just happened? It was such an abrupt interval.
Yep.
And that's kind of like Lokesh's thing is like the crazy intervals, right? Take like Master, take Leo, take I actually like Leo's interval block. It was pretty good. Vikram, Kaidi, etc. So really weak interval bang in my opinion, but I think first half was fine. Investigative thriller format. And like Rajni was fun in the first half. Like he had a character, he was doing like quips. He was like playing off of other characters, bonding with them. The second half, he just turns into like typical like past five movies, like just hero mode Rajni. So he like I don't know, it felt like it was directed by two different people, honestly. Not sure why, but yeah.
I don't think, I mean, we touched a little bit on this. We didn't talk about Shruti that much, but I thought like she started off really good. Her character, I mean, like I thought she performed well throughout. I mean, at least in the Tamil version, like I didn't mind her dialogues at all. I thought she was performing well. But her character was just going nowhere. Like in the second half, she was just standing there crying the whole time. Like I thought like they were leading up to something, like to reveal like, oh, she's actually can fight or like she actually can do something, right? Because she's like by herself on the train and no one to save her, whatever. I was like, maybe they're building towards something, but no. I mean, she's just literally just there, right? Even like to operate the machine, she doesn't know fully. She's like, I don't know. done it like once or twice, and the drunk uncle had to come and like help them, right? So it was like, why are you here? Like, why is your character existing? Even if we removed you from this story, honestly, what would change? Like, is there much that would change? She has no impact, I feel like, on the whole movie.
Yeah, she
I felt
gets
like
turned into a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
They need someone to Sobin to kidnap, I guess, for
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's,
mean,
I guess that was her only relevance.
you have that, and I think if you didn't have her, then you wouldn't have Satyaraj's. Though you wouldn't have the whole premise of the story, which is who killed Satyaraj. Um, but
Yeah.
I guess the
You could
maybe
arrive there in different ways, I think, than inventing a whole character of like being damsel in distress, basically.
I'm just thankful she survived knowing Lokesh. Like, I'm just surprised she made it to the end without dying, honestly. I thought she'd get chopped off at some point. I thought Nog would kill her.
Did you
And dude, don't
guys
even get me
feel
started on Nog's son track. I hated that shit. Like, poor guy. He was a simp and he died because of being a simp. He just faced like such a bad death. All he did was just like stay out of trouble and fell in love, and poor guy got fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Sorry, you were
not
saying.
son of
yeah,
that
actually,
was storyline was bad. That
I
was
do
too.
agree. Then I don't think he could have done something different with this character completely. Couldn't even, or he didn't even need it.
You about to
Yeah.
say something, Megan? I think I.
Oh, I think I was gonna say, like, did you guys understand what the beef was between Shruti and Rajnikant, like from the beginning? Because like I
No.
didn't.
No,
No.
I know. I think it was because she knows that they've been doing bad business for so long. So it's like, oh, whoever comes near my dad, I'm gonna be wary of, or whoever comes into our house.
I mean, I thought it was like she knew who he was because she knew they were friends or whatever from the past. But then for some reason, him and Rajni stopped talking for whatever 30 years or whatever they say, right? So she probably just sees him as like, oh, you abandoned us. Like that's why I'm pissed at you. That's what my interpretation was. But they never explained why. It was just so random.
Like the emotion was like lacking there too, like
Yeah.
between him and her.
What made Satya what made Satyaraj walk away from Deva Mansion 2? Remember there's a scene where he was about to tell Rajini the situation and he never told him. Like did they mention that or no?
No, I think even Shruti is just like, oh, for some reason or whoever's describing the story was like, for some reason he didn't wait and he left. Was literally
The
the
drunk
description.
uncle. Yeah, he
Yeah, the
was
drunk
saying
uncle,
this.
That's what he
whoever
said.
was describing it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I literally thought I missed it because it's such a like I thought one of you knew, but I guess they just never explained it because he was literally about to tell him, and then he dies the next day. So
Yeah, there
I'm
were
just
a
glad
lot of
Rajni
things that
wasn't
were
an
left.
undercover cop.
Yeah,
I deadass thought he might have been like a Pokemon level twist. He was a cop the whole time. I was like, please don't be a cop.
Yeah, I feel like that plot thread, like there was kind of a lot of plot threads. Like in the beginning, it was like, all right, who's there was two things, who killed Satyaraj and who's the police officer. And then when it was there, then it was like, okay, you know what, who killed Nag's son? Or like there was just so many things, like too many threads to like focus on, especially with the villains. Like you think that okay, Nag is like built up as this big boss type of guy for the first half, and then he straight up dips for like 45, 50 minutes, and then he comes back in the end. But then okay, you know what, it's Sobin, but then Sobin's wife is actually the mastermind. And then we're like, okay, so he's just not even that crazy of a villain then. So for me, it was just too many things to focus on. I'm like, can you focus on like what's the plot point here?
It was like five undercover cops on that harbor. Like they had no, you could easily just go undercover any day of the week, bro. They had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Dude, Shobin was undercover for like 10 years and no one knew. That was the biggest like boca. I was like, what? How does no one know for 10 years?
I told Megan at this. My favorite part is when he's dancing next to the undercover cop in Monica, and the next scene is just beating his ass. And I was like, you guys were just dancing together. What's going on? Uh,
Yeah. I mean, unless you guys want to go through any more points, I think we can wrap it up and give our scores. Oh, also, I know, I mean, maybe Vichu or maybe you noticed, but Anirudh's dad was in it. Did you see him?
yeah, he's in
Dude, and we
everything. I
met
feel
him.
like.
Yeah, exactly. We have a picture of him.
Anirudh's dad was the patent agent, or right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was the
He's
I
the
feel
one
patent.
like
that
he's in
didn't
every
give the
Tamil
patent to
movie.
Satyaraj.
He's like in every Tamil movie, and he has like just two dialogues. I don't know if it's just like a
Yeah.
sentiment that the directors have or something. I
Uh-huh.
don't know.
I think yeah, the sentiment towards Rajni and Anirudh, it's like, oh, let's
Yeah,
bring him in too.
yeah.
Did
But
he,
no,
did he mention this when we talked to him? Because he said he was in, I remember he said he was in Kongwa and some other films, but I don't
He was
remember.
in Vidam
He
Warrior
was
2
in
too.
Coolie, dude. Yeah, I think I think maybe he kept that a secret because they started shooting Coolie in April of 24, and we went to the Anirudh concert in August of 24.
Oh, true. So it
So
wasn't.
I think it was just a secret the entire time.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can
S-
start with the scores, I guess. So yeah, obviously, like I didn't like it as much, but I also don't look on it harshly like a lot of people online are looking at it. I would still rate it like a 5 out of 10. I think it's an average film, especially the first half, I think is average for sure. It's not bad. There are some loopholes, but you expect them to be tied together in the second half, which doesn't happen, which is why, my rating dropped so much. But I would give it a 5 out of 10. There's still some really good songs. Anya does his job. Um, Rajni's like great throughout. So yeah, I think it's an average film, 5 out of 10.
okay, I'll go next. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Uh, Obviously not Lokesh's best work, or like Leo and I mean not Leo, Vikram and Managram probably at the 9 out of 10. 7 out of 10 because I think the 50 years of Rajini, a lot of, and you can, I mean, okay, I'm not basing it off of Rajini being there for 50 years, but I think the hype that was brought towards the cinema is the first half being, I think, probably one of the more intriguing Rajini first halves in a while, even more than Jailer. Yeah, second half is slow, and that's why I'm deducting the 3, but 7 out of 10. And none of it all good as always. That song, Powerhouse, honestly, is half a point.
Yeah, I would also give it like a 5 or a 5.5. Like it was just average. There were a lot of plot holes, a lot of like confusing points that were just like never tied together, but like everyone showed up and did their part, so like it was fine. I don't regret it.
Yeah, I give it a 5 as well. Um, I think I gave Leo a 6. This is like one step below Leo for me, so I'd say I'll give it a 5. But yeah, like I think like you guys said, like I think if I was in an emptier theater though, like we also had like a pretty excited crowd there whistling. I think if I watched this at home on OTT, I could definitely see it being worse because it's made for the big screen. So I think like purely theatrical 5, but I think with like bigger star movies, you can't really watch on OTT as weird as that sounds. As TFI slave as that sounds, like you really have to just watch on the big screen because that's as good as it gets. So 5 for me. Once again, like stop comparing it to Game Changer, please. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd say it's honestly like a 4. I feel like it's below average, like that type. Just because when I walked out of the theater, I was so like hit with that second half. It was just on my head. So I had to say 4.
Yeah. Vichu was so excited when he first started talking about the movie, and we slowly
I
killed his
know.
smile. He's
I
just
know.
like it's like a half smile now.
No, I mean, I feel like I get the negative critiques, but it's Rajni, man. I
Yeah,
think
he's the
I
best part. He's the reason it
feel
works
like
so
Yeah.
we have to
much.
keep celebrating him. So
Yeah, it's a sick 50-year title card too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. When me and Mags were talking, I was like, damn, that might have been the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
yeah,
I put like just that part on my
Just
story
that
too.
part. Yeah.
yeah, no, that was really cool. But I agree. I mean, Rajni was the heart and soul of this movie, and the reason I paid the ticket, the reason I stayed the 3 hours, the reason I think the movie is still as average as you Rajani, and he carries that with his charisma. And if you put anyone else there, this movie would, not hold nearly as much of the weight.
yeah,
So,
100%.
Yeah.
all right.
All right, guys. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you've made it this far, I hope you've enjoyed our new guests, bringing their fresh perspectives. Because if it was just, us three, we would have definitely hated on it the whole time. So thanks for bringing some positivity with you and Mags. But yeah, thanks for joining, guys. I hope you liked it. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll probably do War 2. I haven't seen it yet. I don't think you guys have seen it either, Akil and Ankit, or any of
I'm
you
going
guys either.
tonight.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do that one soon. Keep your eyes open for that. We'll catch you next time.
See you later. Thanks for having us.
Oh yeah, thanks for having us. Lots of fun.